Hey everyone, it's Nick and Judgmental back from Pacific Raceways, just outside Seattle, where extremely green rookies and highly seasoned veterans were the highlights of the weekend.
Let's start with the rookies. There was a bunch with some pretty excellent machinery. There was Full Send in an E46, Damn Fast in their Impreza wagon, and Half-Life Crisis, which was the top finishing rookie team, 16th overall in their 2000 VW New Beetle. Hella sweet.
Yeah, and then there were the rookies of Square Peg Round Hole Racing in their very Normcore 95 Civic. This thing completely stock with an automatic, rolling on some 175/7013 Confidence race rubber, and of course, it ran perfectly and finished mid-pack.
At the opposite end of the Normcore spectrum, you had the rookies of Fjord Racing, which was a Fiat Ford mashup. It's a 78 Fiat Spider with a 2-liter Ford engine from a Focus.
Fiat.
Ford. Fjord. And then there were the rookies of Dirty Deeds Racing in their 78 Datsun 620 truck, which was fitted with a 4-cylinder SR20DE.
No shit.
This team had some issues keeping this thing on the track and out of the penalty box, but the truck was hella sweet. And we've got more rookies when we get to the awards.
Speaking of the penalty box, our judges for this event were Tom from Rocket Restorations, got an awesome nerdy YouTube channel about Mopar stuff, and our esteemed co-host right here, Judgmental Ward.
We dug deep into the penalty bin for this one and found the set of AMC flashcards. These are illustrations of the front ends of Malaise-era American motor products. And before a team can leave the penalty box, they must successfully identify 5 AMC models, which is hard enough as is. I mean, who the can tell a difference between these? Much less a bunch of younger kids who unironically asked, is American Motors even a real company?
You've got a lot to learn, kiddo.
Low Road Racing was back with a couple of non-American Motors machines from the 70s. They had their excellent Explorer V6 swapped Mustang II and their BMW straight 6 swapped C3 Corvette. $500 my ass. Sadly, the Corvette had a minor issue.
That can't be good.
On the subject of blown-up engine swaps, the Ford Pro V6-powered Austin Landcrab of Silver Sleeves Racing took a dump, but fortunately, they knew the owner of the Nissan Micra-based neoclassic Mitsuoka Vute, so they phoned a friend.
There's a Lemons race at Pacific Raceways that I was not going to do, but one thing led to another, and my friend Sean's car is blown up. He's now taking the Vute, and now I'm racing tomorrow.
All right, let's highlight a successful engine swap. This is M45 Racing. They're known for campaigning a very quick Subaru, a KFC-themed Thunderbird with a bucket of chicken on the roof, and an excellent Studebaker Avanti. Why, you ruin classic.
Man, if those kids with the flashcards didn't know about AMC, they're gonna have no clue about an Avanti.
Anyway, we hadn't seen either the Thunderbird or the Avanti for a while, and suddenly we saw them both at this race. We sort of did. The heart of the Thunderbird, the 3.8-liter supercharged V6, had been swapped into the Avanti, which was amazing, and the whole thing worked pretty well.
You know, I wonder if these kids even know what a Thunderbird is.
They'll learn.
Civic Duty was back in their Arrested Development air stairs,
Watch out for bridges and hop-ons.
and this time they had some endorsements from both the SCCA and NASA.
These previous Halloween Meets Gasoline winners and their Subaru legacy were back with a new dodgeball theme, where they played the roles of the antagonist Globo Gym under the team name We're Better Than You, and we know it. In fact, they were so convinced of their superiority, they begged to be upgraded to Class A and even questioned the judges' qualifications.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can judge a race car.
They did not win Class A, but it was an overall excellent showing from the Globo Gym gang.
Okay, I gotta give a shout out to the Mopar posers. For starters, they brought back their inexplicably completely dominant Dodge Intrepid, which finished 4th overall. We've stopped trying to figure that out.
Don't ask.
They also brought this new car, this 90 Acura Legend, which is more than just a 90 Acura Legend. Sadly, a member of their team named Liam passed away earlier this year, and he was in the middle of prepping this car for Lemons. So the team finished the car and brought it to this race, which was just an amazing tribute to their friend.
Hey, so here are the winners. Class C was Slap and Tickle in a 2002 Ford Mustang. Class B was Team Squeeze Box in an 04 Honda Accord. And Class A was 695 Team Blackbird in a 76 Chevy Camaro, which normally isn't that big of a deal, unless you're a Gen Xer.
Richard Camaro, I ran over my neighbors. Richard Camaro, now in all the papers.
I Got Screwed went to Famous Potatoes in their Porsche 944. Now, early race retirement, pitifully low lap total, or diabolical German car problems have all separately been factors in I Got Screwed awards over the years, but it's pretty rare for all of those things to combine together into one I Got Screwed.
But that's what happened here. This team, from Idaho, was running the Friday test day when their Porsche 944's oil filter came loose. They spun in their own oil and then get hit by another car that also spun in their oil. There was significant damage to the front end, including a broken crank pulley, and predictably, that's the part that's specifically cast by a specialized Werkstatt in the hills of Stammheim, or whatever the Was that a part available in Seattle on a weekend?
It was not.
As we said, this is an Idaho-based team, and Idaho is known for its potatoes. Last year at Pacific, they brought us a bunch of potato-themed gifts, snacks, potato vodka, and so on.
I thought you were going to say last year Pacific they had diabolical German car problems.
Oh yeah, they had that too. For this race, they decided to step up their potato theme even further by bringing the world-famous Big Idaho Potato Truck, aka the Tater Freighter.
Tater Freighter.
The Tater Freighter is a 40,000-pound lowboy rig hauling a 4,000-pound fiberglass potato. The Tater Freighter comes with a staff of potato ambassadors, a potato mascot, and of course, more potato giveaways. The Tater Freighter driver Monty even jumped in to help the Datsun truck after one of their many off-track excursions. It was an unbelievable show of potato spirit. The only thing missing was a running race car. They got screwed.
Heroic fix went to another rookie team, PP Factor, which happens to be the car that slid in the 944's oil and smacked into them. But unlike the 944, the Corolla didn't have quite as many vital parts in the impact zone, and those parts that were damaged were in fact available at the O'Reilly's down the street. Despite being rookies and knowing nothing about AMC,
How dare you?
PP Factor jumped in the repairs. With some help from their fellow teams, Red from Slap and Tickle in particular jumped in with some welding assistance. They made it on track and finished the race in their cobbled together Corolla. Heroic!
The special award was called the Elbows Up Trophy, which is a reference to the Canadian hockey term that describes a willingness to fight. Or, more recently, it's used as a general rallying cry for Canadians to not blindly follow their idiotic neighbors. Hold on a minute, are they talking about...
Elbows Up is about the toughness and resilience of the Canadian people. So this award, of course, went to the Canadian team, Fancy Chicken Racing. You may remember Fancy Chicken from the last race at Pacific, where they bought 3 cars and a giant RV purchased for a great price because the previous owner had died inside the RV.
At that last race, they had a Focus that ran pretty good, a Jetta that was perpetually under construction, and a Thunderbird that was making a slight This time, they still had the Focus that ran pretty good, the Jetta that was somehow still perpetually under construction, and a Thunderbird. Now, this Thunderbird was a completely different Thunderbird from the one from the last race, and this new one essentially had to be built from scratch in the paddock during the race. They achieved this task with plenty of time to spare.
How much time is left in the race?
2 hours and 1 minute.
As a general rule to new Lemons racers, we advise that you build the car before the race, but it is not required. In fact, if you don't, you might win a trophy.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys.
Judge's choice went to yet another rookie team, Fanchero, and their 62 Ford Ranchero. This is actually a pretty incredible story. This is a bunch of engineering students from Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo, and they took this completely stock 170 cubic inch inline 6 powered 3-on-the-tree Ranchero, fitted it with Lemon safety gear, and then drove it all the way to Seattle from San Luis Obispo, about 1,000 miles one way. Despite one unscheduled stop to swap the rear end, the Ranchero, with all of its original, never been apart 170 straight 6, made it to the race on time, ran pretty much flawlessly aside from a few hours off track to deal with an axle seal issue. In the end, the judges were impressed with the car, the team's willingness for adventure despite their relative inexperience.
This is neutral. 1, reverse, 2, 3.
All right. And you've never driven a stick before. This is how you're learning to drive stick?
Not until last night.
Organizer's choice went to Group 11 Racing and their Mini Cooper. At this point, there are a lot of great repeat Lemons themes, but we still get really excited when a team like this brings a completely new, never before seen in Lemons theme.
Was it the brilliant Weird Al movie UHF?
Stupid! No.
Was it the hit 90s Chicago house song, It's Time for the Percolator?
Percolator.
No.
Was it the mid-90s Nickelodeon kids competition show, Guts?
No! No, actually, yeah. It was the mid-90s Nickelodeon competition show, Guts.
Do you have it? Guts!
Now, of course, having Guts costumes and car graphics wasn't enough for this team. They constructed an entire Guts obstacle course in their paddock spot, which included a lemon search in a ball pit, a basketball shot, an archery range, and a pedal car slalom. Anyone could go for a timed run at any point during the weekend, with each attempt winding up on the standings board with a corresponding Polaroid photo. The staff did it, other racers did it, even the potato did it. For providing that level of entertainment during the weekend, despite their mini hell of blowing up, this was well worthy of an organizer's choice.
Halloween Meets Gasoline, $1,000, the best theme. It went to It Will Always Be Denali to Me and their Alaska-themed Chrysler 300. This team, mostly from Alaska, is made up of several members of the Cordell family and their friends. And the Cordells have been around Lemons forever and were even the co-host of the Alaska Lemons Rally a few years ago. For this race, they had a constant stream of Alaskan elements. They had a bear, an eagle, and even a king crab.
Yeah, and to honor Alaska's Russian neighbors, the team brought a complete set of Russian nesting dolls featuring the Lemon staff, all hand-painted by team member Gracie. That was impressive enough all by itself, but when they learned of a minor misstep, that the Judge Tom nesting doll was painted in University of Washington colors when he actually went to Gonzaga, Gracie immediately recalled that doll and repainted it on site in Gonzaga colors.
On top of that, they hand-delivered daily Alaskan charcuterie plates to the penalty box, featuring all manner of smoked salmon, crab dip, and moose and reindeer sausage. They, of course, brought an even larger Alaska-themed platter to the Saturday paddock party. It was a non-stop stream of 49th state pride and an easy HMG.
And now for the seasoned veterans. Index of Effluency, the grand prize in Lemons, went to a team that we were frankly shocked had never won an IOE before. We're talking about the legendary Nacho Friend Racing and their 85 Toyota Celica. This team has a remarkable history. Going back to 2016, they've entered 24 Lemons races and have successfully turned laps in 23 of them. The only one that they entered and failed to run was actually a 2020 race that was canceled entirely due to COVID. They're doing all of this in a 4-cylinder 22RE powered Celica, and true to their nacho friend name, they come every day during the race weekend to the penalty box to take custom nacho orders. You can get chili, pulled pork, jalapeno, pickled onions, or all of the above, and then it gets delivered by wagon. Maybe the most incredible nacho friend fact of them all is that they've never had a DNF. That is, they've never had a DNF until this race. So we figured, let's give them the IOE.
There you have it. Here's lemons in a nutshell.
So this was given to us by a Class C zero-lap team that doesn't cheat at all. Yes, and you can see it is fully functional right now.
Every second you don't subscribe or watch one of these videos, another Vega is sent to the crusher. Won't you help us save Classic?